Good afternoon. Welcome. It is Monday, July 3rd, 2023. Can you believe we're in July already? Thank you for joining in. Oh, I forgot to press that button to see if anybody is here. Says I'm connected to YouTube and Facebook and live and recording. So we'll see if another little button pops up. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great start of the week and gearing up for a fabulous 4th of July tomorrow. That's kind of hard to believe. I say that every week. The time is just flying, flying, flying. So let's see what we've got going here. Yep, live and recording. So I know it's a busy week. If I don't see anybody pop on, I hope you can catch the replay at some point, and I will get started here momentarily. I believe we have a beautiful day outside. I've kind of been holed up down here in the basement today because I wasn't really prepared until this morning. I knew what I wanted to do, but I hadn't created any samples or ideas yet. So that being said, let me look around. I have such a little mess here, and I really need to address that because after I came home from my week away last week, I didn't spend much time down here getting things put away as I had planned. The week kind of went topsy-turvy, and then on Thursday, I had my first cataract surgery, finally. It was supposed to be in January. Got put off a few months, several months. And I will have to say it is life-changing. I can see. I still have to have the other one done next month in a week, actually a month from today, August 3rd. So I'm looking forward to that, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Currently, I don't need any glasses, so I'm a happy camper. So let me flip you down to my desktop and show you what we're doing today. Let me press the right buttons here. There we go. Hi, Sue. Welcome. I'm just now getting started. Thanks for joining in. All right. This is what I'm showing today. Let's see, I already have one ready to go on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, so I'll show you in the catalog. I'm pulling out another, what I call kind of a sleeper or a set of dies that's overlooked. Let's go to where they are in the back first. And these are the Patchwork dies on page 165. And it says these dies can be seen in use on page 55. And unless you're looking for something in some of the samples in the catalog, you do tend to overlook them. And then you get back here in the where they actually show the die and think, I don't need those. But these are pretty cool, I will have to say. And I've got a really a really good trick to show you. Hey, Nancy, welcome. So this was 165, and then here are some samples on page 55. And here you see it with the milkshake dies. Again, you don't really look or pay attention much. Here it is over here. Let's move this with a piece that has been embossed. But again, you don't focus on it. So, and then way up here in the corner where it's been bound, you see it. So, thank you, Nancy. I have no eye makeup on. I don't know. But thank you for telling me I look fabulous. Let's put this away and get ready. And if you saw the preview, I said I've got a tip and a trick. Mostly a trick is what I came up with. Actually, about 1 o'clock this afternoon. I was kind of struggling with gluing because obviously if they're patchwork pieces, they need to have some glue on them. So I had glue on my fingers. Here, let me move that out of the way. Things weren't going together the way I wanted them to. So only about, like I said, about 1 o'clock, I thought, oh, wow, this is what I'm going to do. So these are small enough to run through the small, what we call the Baby Boss Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I've already got this one on here first. And this is actually the one that I'm going to focus on today. And I will show you a sample with this one, more the sunburst one. But I'm loving the curvy one. And then, as I said, I do have a sample of this one. And then I'll do some more, I don't know, maybe next week or a week after or something, some more ideas with this one. But since I was kind of struggling with this midway today, I've got more ideas with this one. So let's cut this out first, and then I will show you the trick. And you can do this so that your paper is either portrait or in this case, this one's going to be landscape. I'll show you some samples with each one. And I've got this taped down. And as I said, this would go through the mini machine. But for this trick I'm going to show you, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for that to happen with the large machine. So let's grab this over here. And we've got a plate 1, a plate 2, which is the plate for the thin dies, of course, and then a plate 2, then my paper, and a plate 3. There we go. So I'm going to pull this off. Let's see, I lost my little piercing thing that I usually have. So yesterday I spent some time with some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. They kind of think of me as family. We just don't see each other often. Okay, let's turn this way. So before I pull this off of here, let me show you my trick. I've used this before with other die cuts, and I don't know why I don't use it more often because it is fabulous. So I'm going to grab a piece of it, see if you can remember what this is. And I keep this in my basement. I also keep a roll upstairs in my kitchen. And this is the Glad, let me see if this is going the right way, Glad Press and Seal. So if you've not seen me use this before, or you don't have any, run to your store, put it on your shopping list, go get some press and seal, and keep it in your craft room. So I'm going to pull off the die. And this smaller piece isn't doing what I want it to do. So let's hope that my trick is really going to work. So let's get these back in place. When I was standing up to do this, it was working fine. Okay, let's get this piece out of here. Okay, it's not doing what I want it to do, but I'm going to make it work. Now, because these are patchwork pieces, if you get them out of place, you know what's going to happen. So I need to concentrate, so I'll be I'll be not talking here so much. Okay, I think that will work. And there's a sticky side. So if you've used this in your kitchen, you know that there's a sticky side, and that's the side that you want to go down on your bowl or whatever you're covering. In this case, and it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, when I was doing this standing up over the machine and pulled it off, it worked fine. So there we've got 3 pieces going. But this is great for arranging die cut pieces. Let's say you've got flowers. Okay, I think that will work. Because what I was finding doing these piece by piece is that my stitching did not align when I got the glue on it. So by using this, and I want to get that stitching to line up, so maybe this is messing up a little bit, because if it happens to you, you'll know what to do. Okay, I'm trying to hold that on there, slide this back over, because I do want to keep it on. I think I know what the problem is. When I was using a different plate, actually a plate that doesn't have all the crazy cuts in it. So I think this will work okay. All right, that's going to work for right now. So you want to press that in there to make sure all the pieces stick. Grab a bone folder if you need to. And you can pull that off of your plate. And I think the other plate that I was using over here behind me is better than this one that's all marked up. Great, Sue. I'm glad that you do that. Now you've got another idea. All right, now this is where it really comes in handy. And I'm going to try and arrange those a little bit better. Because I want the stitching to really line up. Because it makes a huge difference when I'm gluing everything down. But speaking of glue, this is the best part about this. Now, if you'll notice, each one of these pieces has stitching on the inside as well as the outside. So I can show this up here on the screen. So they're stitching along here as well as all around the outside. So this is what I think is the really cool part. Of course, everything's sticking to me, is to glue while this is on the press and seal, of course. Let me get some of that residue off of there. And I'm just going to add adhesive all around the edge. And you really want to make sure that you get to the tips of this on those pieces. Okay. So I'm going around the edge, about 1/8 of an inch maybe. And then you can add adhesive here. And you're not doing any of the touching of the adhesive. And I suppose you could spread it around a little bit, but I think I've got all the edge pieces, a little bit more glue. All right. And This paper is one of the online exclusives. Forgot the name of it. Let me step away here. This is the Hello Irresistible designer series paper. So it's online and it's gorgeous. This came out before the annual catalog, so it's just full of really beautiful, beautiful paper. And this was our first clue that we were going to get Lost Lagoon back in our color palette. Hello, Shirley, welcome. So now, let's see how I want to do this. Okay, I've got a piece of basic white. So all that's glue's on there. And I don't know if you realize this, but if you let that glue dry, it becomes like double-sided tape. So if you had to step away from your project for any period of time, once that would turn clear, you can still glue with it. Which is a cool thing. Okay, now here's where I want to be a little bit more precise. This is actually that stuff is sticky. 3 1/4, just shy of it a little bit, by that press and seal is really sticky. By 4, about 4 5/8. So let me cut this down. So 4 5/8. So I'm going to go to actually 4 3/4. What did I say? 3 1/8? Is that what it said? So how much more do I want to go on there? I'm going to go a little bit beyond 3 1/4. Yeah, there was a 4 5/8 by 3. And I'm going to go another 1/16 beyond that. And of course, I save all these little pieces of paper because they make for great tags to add to your cards. Okay, Shirley, to kind of catch you up a little bit, I'm using press and seal to put these patchwork pieces dies on my project. Now, this one is the landscape one. Let's get a little bit more contrast here. Now, the one is not exactly straight like I wanted it to be, but I think you get the idea. Okay, so press that down. I may end up trimming around there. So press that down. Again, use your bone folder to get that glue in there, because that one corner, I think I had a little bit too much glue. and then you just peel it off. I go at a diagonal because it will, that is sticky enough that it will pull on your paper, and I think it's doing that right there. So I may have to cover that up somehow. Let's go the other side. Yep, it's pulling on the paper. So this one's going to be a hot mess, but that's what happens in crafting, so we'll make it work. Oh, it's really a hot mess. I don't think this is going to end up in a finished card. I may just move on to the second one that I have an idea for, and not be quite as generous with the glue. Okay, that's kind of what happens when you're on a live video. It just doesn't do what I want it to do, but we'll do another one. So I don't know, I can resurrect that and make it into something else, but the press and seal is a great product. I may have pressed it too much, but I do know that glue came through there. So let's go to plan B. And we all know how those kinds of things happen. So let's try this one. And I do have glue on my fingers. And now I'm going to use a different plate and see if that makes a difference in what I want to happen here. And this is the same paper, the Irresistible Blooms. And this one, I want to go this way. So now I know that that paper is on something a little bit smoother than putting it on one of these not so nice plates. And of course it worked fine when I was making my samples before I got started. So yeah, I just was a little overzealous on that one. So let's see if this will work a little bit better. Lessons learned. Yeah, it makes a difference to have a clear plate down here too. Well, again, it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do.